blood pumping, heart racing, that surge of raw power coursing through your veins. You know that feeling, don't you? That primal force deep within telling you to rise up, to dominate, to conquer. Every single one of you has felt it. But most of you have learned to suppress it, to cage it, to fear it. Let me tell you something that might shake you to the core. That force you're afraid of, that's not your darkness. That's your light. That's not your weakness. That's your power. And today, we're going to unleash it. I remember standing in the African savannah, watching a lion stalk its prey. The guide's whispered warnings urged us to keep our distance, but I couldn't look away. There was something magnetic, something profound in witnessing nature's most perfect killing machine in action. This wasn't about violence. This was about absolute clarity of purpose. You see, the lion doesn't waste time questioning its nature. It doesn't attend self-help seminars asking how to be more lion-like. It doesn't read books about enhancing its roar. The lion simply is. And in that pure, unfiltered existence lies a truth so powerful it could revolutionize your entire life. But society has taught you otherwise, hasn't it? They've told you to be nice, to wait your turn, to shrink yourself, to make others comfortable, to be a good little sheep in a world of sheep. Well, I'm here to tell you that's the biggest lie you've ever been sold. Look around this room. Every person here has a story of when they played small, when they backed down, when they let someone else take what was rightfully theirs. And what did it get you? A pat on the back, a participation trophy, the hollow comfort of being nicest. I spent years studying successful people. Not the ones who inherited their fortune, not the ones who got lucky, but the ones who clawed their way up from nothing. You know what they all had in common? They understood the lion mentality. They knew that in this world there are two kinds of people, those who take what they want and those who watch others take what they want. Think about the greatest achievements in human history. Did they come from people who were worried about stepping on toes? Did the Wright brothers wait for someone else to perfect flight? Did Edison ask permission to revolutionize the world? Did Ally float like a butterfly and apologize for the sting? Let me tell you about James. James was a janitor at a Fortune 500 company. Every night, he'd clean the CEO's office, staring at that leather chair, that mahogany desk. Most people would have accepted their place, but James had the lion mentality. He spent every free moment studying the business. He took night classes. He drafted proposals. And when he saw an opportunity to save the company millions, he didn't wait for permission. He walked straight into a board meeting, uninvited, unwanted, and commanded that room like a lion commands the savannah. Today, James owns 3 companies. CEO whose office he used to clean works for him. That's what the lion mentality means. It's not about being cruel. Lions don't kill for sport. They kill to survive, to thrive, to protect what's theirs. Every action has purpose. Every move is calculated. When a lion wants something, it doesn't send an email hoping for a response. It doesn't create a PowerPoint presentation asking politely. It takes action. Some of you are shifting uncomfortably in your seats right now. Good? That discomfort you're feeling? That's your domesticated self fighting against your true nature. That's years of conditioning telling you this is wrong, that you should be humble, that you should wait your turn. How's that working out for you? How many dreams have you buried in the graveyard of maybe later? How many opportunities have you watched others seize while you stood back, being respectful? How many times have you gone to bed at night knowing in your gut that you were meant for more? The lion doesn't apologize for its strength. It doesn't justify its actions to the gazelle. Nature designed it to be at the top of the food chain, and it fulfills that destiny without hesitation. Every single one of you were designed for greatness. But somewhere along the way, you were taught to fear your own power. They told you that ambition was dirty, that domination was wrong, that the desire to win, to really win, not just participate, was somehow immoral. They conditioned you to be weak, to be manageable, to be mediocre. And the most insidious part? They made you thank them for it. They convinced you that your weakness was virtue, that your hesitation was wisdom, that your fear was prudence. Today, that ends. Today, we're going to strip away those lies. We're going to reconnect with that primal force within you, that unstoppable, unapologetic, unrelenting power that's been dormant for far too long. Here's the truth they don't want you to know. The world doesn't reward good behavior. It rewards results. Nature doesn't care about your intentions. It cares about your actions. The universe doesn't count your participation trophies. It counts your victories. Think about every major breakthrough, every revolution, every transformation in history. Did it come from people who played by the rules? Did it come from those who waited their turn? Or did it come from those who dared to seize their moment, who were willing to break the mold, who understood that sometimes you have to destroy the old to create the new? The lion mentality isn't about mindless aggression. It's about absolute clarity, about knowing what you want and being willing to do whatever it takes to get it. It's about understanding that in this world, strength isn't just an advantage, it's a response. When a lion takes down prey, it feeds the entire pride. When you embrace your power, when you stop apologizing for your ambition, when you start taking what's yours, you create opportunity for others. You build legacies, you change lives, but first you have to be willing to embrace the truths. Not everyone will like you. Not everyone will understand you. And that's exactly as it should be. Lions aren't meant to be liked by sheep. They're meant to be respected, feared, followed. The time for playing small is over. The time for asking permission is done. The time for apologizing for your ambition ends right here, right now in this room. Look at your hands. Really look at them. These aren't just tools for typing emails or scrolling through social media. These are weapons. These are builders. These are the instruments of your destiny. Every great empire, every revolutionary invention, every world-changing movement started with hands just like yours. But you've been taught to keep them in your pockets, to raise them politely when you have a question, to wave them in friendly greeting while others take what's yours. Let me tell you about Michael. In 2008, during the height of the financial crisis, while everyone else was running for cover, Michael was running toward the chaos. He'd built a small construction company from nothing, working his way up from laying bricks himself. When the markets crashed, his competitors were selling their equipment, laying off workers, closing shop. Michael didn't just see opportunity. He created it. He bought their equipment for pennies on the dollar. He hired their best workers. He took their contracts. Was it ruthless? Absolutely. Was it necessary? Without question. Today, his company builds skyscrapers. The same people who called him ruthless now call him for jobs. That's the lion mentality in action. While others flee from chaos, you charge into it. While others see crisis, you see opportunity. While others ask, why me? You ask, why not me? But let's talk about what's really holding you back. It's not the economy. It's not the competition. It's not lack of opportunity. It's the poison of false humility. It's the disease of mediocrity that's been fed to you since childhood. They told you sharing is caring, but they never told you that the lion's share exists for a reason. They taught you to play fair, but they never showed you that nature's law is survival of the fittest. They preach patience, but they forgot to mention that while you're being patient, someone else is taking action. I've watched people waste decades of their lives waiting for permission to succeed, waiting for the right time, waiting for someone to recognize their talent, waiting while life passes them by. The lion doesn't wait for permission to hunt. It doesn't form a committee to discuss hunting strategies. It doesn't worry about the feelings of the gazelle. It acts, it strikes, it conquers. You want to know why most people fail? It's not lack of talent. It's not lack of opportunity. It's lack of killer instinct. They've had it educated out of them, conditioned out of them, shamed out of them. Every time you felt that surge of ambition, someone was there to tell you to be realistic. Every time you showed your teeth, someone told you to smile politely instead. Every time you wanted to roar, society taught you to meow. Your politeness is not a virtue. It's a chain. Your patience is not wisdom. It's surrender. Your modesty is not admirable. It's a cage you've built for yourself. The world belongs to those who take it. History belongs to those who write it. Success belongs to those who seize it. Think I'm being too harsh? Look at nature. Look at history. Look at the real world. Not the sanitized version they sell you in motivational posters, but the raw, unfiltered truth of how success really happens. Every market leader got there by destroying their competition. Every revolutionary change came from someone who was willing to break the existing order. Every great fortune was built on the ruins of the old way of doing things. Here's what they don't teach you in business school. The most successful predators in nature are also the most efficient. Lions don't waste energy. They don't attack without purpose. They don't kill for sport. Every action serves the pride. Every move advances their position. Every victory strengthens their legacy. That's the difference between mere aggression and true power. That's the difference between being a bully and being a lion. The lion mentality isn't about random violence. It's about purposeful domination. It's not about destroying everything in your path. It's about clearing the path to your destiny. You know what stands between you and everything you want? Other people's comfort zones, their expectations, their limitations, their rules. They want you to play nice. Tell that to the lion. They want you to wait your turn. Tell that to the lion. They want you to be reasonable. Tell that to the lion. The lion doesn't negotiate with prey. It doesn't attend sensitivity training. It doesn't worry about its LinkedIn profile. It lives with absolute certainty in its purpose, its power, its position. Some of you are thinking, but what about teamwork? What about collaboration? What about community? Let me tell you something about lions. They hunt in prides. They work together. But make no mistake, there's always a leader. There's always a hierarchy. There's always order. It's another truth they've hidden from you. Yes, real leadership isn't about making everyone feel good. It's about getting results. It's about moving forward. No matter who gets left behind, it's about achieving the mission regardless of the cost. You've been taught that this mindset is wrong, that it's toxic, that it's dangerous. And you know what? They're right. It is dangerous to mediocrity. It is toxic to complacency. It is wrong according to a system designed to keep you in your place. But here's the real question. Are you willing to be dangerous? Are you willing to be toxic to the old way of thinking? Are you willing to be wrong in the eyes of those who want to keep you small? Because that's what it takes. That's the price of greatness. That's the cost of living on your own terms. The lion doesn't care if the gazelle understands. The lion doesn't care if the hyenas approve. The lion doesn't care about anything except achieving its objective. And that's your next step. That's your transformation. That's your rebirth. Take a moment. Feel your heartbeat. That rhythm isn't just keeping you alive. It's the drums of war, your battle, your conquest. Let me tell you about Sarah. In 2010, she was told she'd never make it in the tech industry. Too aggressive, too direct, too much. The old boys club didn't like her style. They said she needed to soften her approach, to be more collaborative, to play by their rules. You know what Sarah did? She started her own company, poached their best talent, stole their biggest clients, crushed their market share. When they tried to sue her, she countersued and took even more. Today, those same men who told her to soften up work 3 levels below her, if they work, that's the power of the lion mentality. While others play politics, you wage war. While others network, you hunt. While others discuss, you decide. But let's talk about fear. Not your fear, their fear you create when you stop playing by their rules. The fear you generate when you stop asking for permission. The fear you inspire when you embrace your true nature. They'll call you aggressive. Good. Lions are aggressive. They'll call you ruthless. Perfect. Nature is ruthless. They'll call you dangerous. Excellent. Every great advancement in human history came from someone who was called dangerous. Every revolution started with someone who was labeled a threat. Every transformation began with someone who refused to stay in their assigned place. You've been taught that causing fear is wrong, that making others uncomfortable is bad, that disrupting the status quo is dangerous. These aren't lessons, they're leashes. These aren't morals, they're manacles. These aren't virtues. They're virus of mediocrity infecting your potential. The lion doesn't apologize for making the gazelle nervous. The lion doesn't feel guilty about disrupting the peaceful grazing. The lion doesn't second-guess its nature because other animals find it threatening. Some of you are thinking, but what about ethics? What about morality? What about doing the right? Let me be clear. The lion mentality isn't about being unethical. It's about understanding that your ethics don't require you to be weak. Your morals don't demand your surrender. Your principles don't need you to be a victim. True power comes with responsibility. The lion protects its pride. The lion maintains its territory. The lion ensures the survival of its bloodline. But it does all this through strength, not weakness. Through action, not hesitation. Through dominance, not submission. Think about the people you admire most in history. The real heroes, not the sanitized versions they feed you in school. Every single one of them was called dangerous in their time. Every one of them was considered a threat to the established order. Every one of them made people uncomfortable. Dyer wasn't peaceful. He was dangerous to the British Empire. Martin Luther King wasn't just giving speeches. He was threatening an entire system of oppression. Einstein wasn't just doing math, he was destroying old paradigms of understanding. But here's what separates the lion mentality from mere rebellion. Purpose, direction, vision. The lion doesn't attack randomly. The lion doesn't waste energy on unnecessary conflicts. The lion strikes with precision, with purpose, Your aggression needs direction. Your strength needs strategy. Your power needs purpose. Look at your competition. Really look at them. They're not your peers. They're your prey. They're not your equals. They're your obstacles. They're not your friends. They're your fuel. Every time they doubt you, they feed your fire. Every time they underestimate you, they sharpen your claws. Every time they try to contain you, they strengthen your resolve. But remember, the lion doesn't hate the gazelle. The lion doesn't hold grudges against its prey. The lion doesn't waste emotional energy on its targets. It simply acts. It simply takes. It simply conquers. This is where most people get it wrong. They think the lion mentality is about anger, about revenge, about proving others wrong. No, it's about clarity. Pure, cold, brutal clarity. You're not here to prove them wrong. You're here to prove yourself right. You're not here to get revenge. You're here to get results. You're not here to make them sorry. You're here to make them irrelevant. The marketplace is your savanna. Your industry is your hunting ground. Your competition is your prey. And just like the lion, you need to be willing to go for the throat. In nature, hesitation means death. In business, hesitation means defeat. In life, you know why? Most people never achieve their dreams because they've been taught that hunger is ugly, that ambition is unseemly, that the will to win at all costs is somehow wrong. But hunger drives progress. Ambition fuels innovation. The will to win, the absolute uncompromising determination to succeed. That's what separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. The lion doesn't know about industry standards. The lion doesn't care about best practices. The lion doesn't follow conventional wisdom. The lion follows its nature, pure, powerful, predatory. Every time you hold back to make others comfortable, you betray your nature. Every time you dim your light to fit in, you deny your power. Every time you wait for permission, you surrender your birthright. The time for hiding your claws is over. The time for suppressing your roar is done. The time for pretending to be less than what you are ends now. Because here's the truth, they don't want you to your ambition is sacred. Your will to dominate, to really dominate, not just participate, that's your gift to the world. Without hungry lions, the savannah becomes chaos. Without ambitious predators, the natural order collapses. Without the will to dominate, excellence becomes impossible. I want you to imagine something that will shake you to your core. Imagine taking your last breath. Imagine lying there knowing it's over, knowing your time has run out. Now imagine looking back on your life and seeing all the times you backed down, all the times you played nice, all the times you let someone else take what was meant to be yours. That pain you're feeling right now, that's not fear. That's your true self screaming to be released. Let me tell you about Robert. In 2005, he was diagnosed with terminal cancer. The doctors gave him 6 months. You know what he did? He started 3 companies, closed the biggest deals of his life, built an empire while others thought he should be planning his funeral. When people told him to rest, he worked harder. When they told him to accept his fate, he fought back. When they told him to make peace, he made war on his disease, on his limitations, on everyone who said he. 7 years later, not only had he beaten cancer, he'd built a business empire that his doctors couldn't afford to visit as patients. That's the lion mentality. While others see endings, you see beginnings. While others accept limits, you break them. While others prepare to die, you choose to live. Ferociously, magnificently, victoriously. But let's talk about something that most motivational speakers won't touch. Let's talk about enemies. Not competitors, enemies. People who want to see you fail. People who will actively work against you. People who will try to stop you. The comfortable wisdom says to forgive them, to try to understand them, to rise above it. That's sheep thinking. The lion mentality understands a deeper truth. Enemies are essential. Enemies are valuable. Enemies are gifts. Your enemies define your territory. Your enemies sharpen your instincts. Your enemies force you to become stronger, faster, better. The lion needs the hyenas. The hunt needs the chase. The victory needs the battle. But here's where most people get it wrong. You don't fight your enemies because you hate them. You fight them because they're in your way. You don't crush them because they hurt you. You crush them because they're between you and your goals. The lion doesn't negotiate with hyenas. It doesn't try to understand their perspective. It doesn't attend conflict resolution seminars. It establishes dominance. It maintains territory. It protects what's in. Some of you are uncomfortable with this level of ruthlessness. Good. That discomfort you're feeling, that's your domestication fighting your nature. That's your conditioning clashing with your truth. That's your false self dying so your real self can live. Eat or be eaten, kill or be killed, win or be forgotten. Harsh? Yes. True? Absolutely. This isn't about morality. This is about reality. This isn't about what should be. The marketplace is no different from the savannah. Your industry is no different from the jungle. Every day, businesses die. Every day, careers end. Every day, dreams get devoured. The only question is, will you be the lion or will you be the prey? But remember, the lion's power isn't in its teeth and claws alone. It's in its certainty. It's absolute, unshakable certainty in its role. It's right, it's nature. You've been taught to question yourself, to doubt your instincts, to second-guess your power. That ends today. From this moment forward, you move with the certainty of nature's perfect predator. When the lion charges, it doesn't wonder if the gazelle has family. When it strikes, it doesn't worry about the other gazelle's feelings. When it feeds, it doesn't feel guilty about its success. Your success will make others uncomfortable. Your power will make others nervous. Your dominance will make others resentful. Good. Let their discomfort fuel your resolve. Let their nervousness feed your confidence. Let their resentment strengthen your determination. But let's be clear about something. This isn't about being a bully. Bullies act from weakness. Lions act from strength. Bullies need to prove themselves. Lions know themselves. Bullies attack the weak. Lions take on the strongest prey. Your targets should be worthy of your effort. Your battles should be worth your energy. Your conquest should be deserving of your power. When you embrace the lion mentality, something extraordinary happens. The small minds, the weak wills, the timid souls, they fade away. They stop being obstacles because they stop being relevant. They stop being enemies because they stop being fact. You enter a new arena. You play a bigger game. You hunt bigger prey. But with this elevation comes responsibility. The lion maintains order in its territory. The lion ensures the strength of its pride. The lion passes its power to the next generation. Your success isn't just about you. Your power isn't just for you. Your dominance isn't just about your own gain. You're creating a new order. You're establishing a new standard. You're building a new reality. This is where true legacy comes from. Not from playing nice. Not from following rules, not from seeking approval, but from having the courage to be who and what you really are. The lion doesn't lead by committee. It leads by example. The lion doesn't request compliance. It commands respect. The lion doesn't hope for success. It creates success through pure, focused, ruthless. Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up knowing it must outrun the fastest lion to survive. Every morning in Africa, a lion wakes up knowing it must outrun the slowest gazelle or starve. It doesn't matter whether you're the gazelle or the lion. When the sun comes up, you better be running. But here's the keys. You get to decide. You get to determine whether you'll be the hunter or the hunted, whether you'll be the predator or the prey, whether you'll be the lion or the lunch. Let me tell you what happens next. Some of you will leave here tonight fired up, ready to roar, ready to hunt. But by tomorrow morning, the domestication will kick in. The old fears will surface. The familiar doubts will return. That's when you face the real test. That's when you make the real choice. That's when you decide who and what you really are. Let me tell you about David. In 2002, he was a middle manager at a dying company. Everyone was jumping ship, looking for safer havens, protecting their careers. David saw something different. He saw weakness. He saw opportunity. He saw prey. Instead of updating his resume, he started documenting everything wrong with the company's operations. Instead of networking for a new job, he developed a takeover plan. Instead of playing it safe, he played for keeps. When the company hit rock bottom, he presented his plan to the board. He didn't ask for permission. He told them how it was going to be. Today, he doesn't just run that company. He owns it. The same people who called him crazy now call him boss. That's the difference the lion mentality makes. While others plan their escape, you plan your attack. While others protect what they have, you take what you want. While others survive, you dominate. But let's talk about what happens when you truly embrace this mentality. People will fall away. Friends will distance themselves. Family might even question you. Good. The lion walks alone until it finds its pride. The lion leads alone until it earns its territory. The lion hunts alone until it proves its power. Your old relationships were built on your old self. Your old connections were based on your old limitations. Your old life was designed for your old cage. Let them go, let it burn, let it die. This isn't just about success. This isn't just about achievement. This isn't just about winning. This is about becoming who you were meant to be before they taught you to be something else. The lion doesn't try to be a lion. The lion doesn't practice being a lion. The lion doesn't take courses on unleashing its inner lion. The lion simply is. From this moment forward, you stop trying to succeed. You stop practicing for success. You stop preparing for power. You claim it. You take it. You own it. Some of you think this is too aggressive, too intense, too much. You're still thinking with your domesticated mind. You're still seeing through your conditioned eyes. You're still living in your comfortable cage. But comfort is the enemy of greatness. Safety is the prison of potential. Moderation is the poison of power. Nature doesn't know moderation. Nature doesn't practice balance. Nature doesn't seek harmony. Nature demands dominance. Nature rewards strength. Nature respects power. Your potential isn't a gift. It's a responsibility. Your power isn't a privilege. It's a duty. Your strength isn't an option. It's every time you play small, you don't just cheat yourself. You cheat the world. Every time you hold back, you don't just limit yourself, you limit human potential. Every time you choose comfort over conquest, you don't just accept mediocrity, you endorse it. The time for half measures is over. The time for gradual progress is done. The time for reasonable goals and realistic expectations ends right now. You want to know why most people never reach their full potential? Because they've been taught that potential is something you reach for, something you work toward, something you gradually approach. That's prey thinking. The lion mentality knows that your potential isn't ahead of you. It's within you. It's not something you achieve. It's something you unleash. It's not something you develop. It's something you release. Right now, in this moment, you have everything you need to dominate. Right now, you have everything required to conquer. Right now, you possess everything necessary to triumph. The only thing stopping you is your acceptance of their limitations. The only thing holding you back is your belief in their rules. The only thing between you and absolute victory is your subscription to their reality. From this moment forward, you stop accepting, you stop believing, you stop subscribing, you create your own reality. You establish your own rules. You define your own limitations, which means no limitations at all. The lion doesn't see obstacles, it sees opportunities. The lion doesn't face problems, it faces prey. The lion doesn't have challenges, it has conquest waiting to happen. Your time is now. Your moment is here. Your reign begins today. Let them call you aggressive as you achieve what they call impossible. Let them call you ruthless as you accomplish what they call unrealistic. Let them call you dangerous as you create what they call unthinkable. The lion doesn't need their approval. The lion doesn't want their acceptance. The lion doesn't seek their permission. Are you ready to stop being what they made you and start being what nature intended? Are you ready to stop playing by their rules and start establishing your own? Are you ready to stop asking for your place in the world and start taking it? Because the world doesn't need more sheep. The world doesn't need more followers. The world doesn't need more pleasers. The world needs lions. The world needs hunters. The world needs conquerors. The choice is yours. The time is now. The hunt begins today. Roar!